What's up, you guys? This is JYoungGoTo back with another video. And if you saw the title and the thumbnail, then good for you because you can process information. But we're talking today, of course, other than Giannis Antetokounmpo. And look, I know there's been already all the rumors out there about Giannis and, of course, the comments that he has said, about how he's feeling and stuff, about being in Milwaukee and his future. And basically kind of pretty much indirectly saying, that of course he would not mind being on another team one day, pretty much. And, well, when you look at Giannis, I look at it from this perspective. Giannis is one of the best players in the world. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I would say that he's really top three. You can make an argument that he's the best. But Giannis has really grown since the day one that he's gone on this Milwaukee Bucks team, from a guy that nobody really looked at in the NBA draft as someone that could be something. And every single year of his NBA career from that point on, after he was drafted, he drastically improved parts of his game. And he has grown now into a player that is a multiple-time All-Star, a Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, multiple-time MVP winner, All-NBA selections, you name it. He's gotten really great money as well. And the Bucks, let's not forget that time the Bucks were losing in the past. And what they go out and do, they went out and they acquired pieces to help them win an NBA championship. And that's what exactly they did. They did prove to Giannis during that time in the past they are more than capable of making a roster around him. And I can still see that now. But at the same time, let's take into the consideration now that the Bucks are the oldest team in basketball. They don't really have any young assets. I think they only have one really draft pick as well. That's like a first rounder. That's really it. And, well, the guys they kept on the team, of course, Brook Lopez, who's 35 years old. And, Brook Lopez is way past his prime. He's a great spot up three-point shooter, rebounder, all that. But he's not the same guy anymore. And Chris Middleton, as you all know, was suffering from injuries and things like that. And he may possibly not be the same player that he once was. And when you look at Jrue Holiday, for crying out loud, Jrue Holiday's on the last year of his deal. And he is considering retirement. I remember him, saying that a while ago, but he's considering retiring after his NBA contract is over. When they acquired Jrue Holiday on this team, that was one of the biggest assets that they acquired to help them win an NBA championship. Jrue Holiday has played a massive role in the Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA championship. But, they have, kept this same core intact for many years now. But when you look at it all for Giannis now in his NBA career, with Milwaukee, he's their all-time leading scorer. He's won the NBA championship, the first title that they've gotten over 50 years since Kareem and Oscar Robertson were there, for crying out loud. Giannis has done more than enough for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's made this team relevant. Of course, losing a guy like Giannis in Milwaukee is going to be drastically impactful for them as a franchise and their value. But when you look at what Giannis has already done for them, Giannis has already accomplished so much for the Milwaukee Bucks that you really can't hate on him if he does decide to leave in free agency. He is eligible for a 3-year, $169 million extension for the Bucks. And they want him to re-sign that contract. And they want to keep him on the team. But the Bucks are really going to have to prove this year that they can win, because last year was a very disappointing year for them in the playoffs. I mean, Giannis, as a three-point shooter and in every category in that way, he struggled. And it was really easy for the Miami Heat to really just dictate the offense and just basically destroy the Milwaukee Bucks in that playoff series that they played them in. It was very predictable in what they did, basically getting Giannis the ball and him attacking the rim, something, of course, that we all know that he's very dominant in doing. But he shot the worst percentage last year, I believe, in his three-point percentage and in mid-range too as well. In that series against the Heat, and every win, it was pretty much a drastic win for the Miami Heat, doing it in a way that nobody expected them to do. We expected the Bucks to cruise through this Heat team, but no, they didn't. Can't lie, in their year that the Bucks won the NBA championship, it was a little bit of luck that was in consideration in that series as well. I mean, let's not forget, in that series, Kevin Durant, his foot was behind that line. We could be having a totally different conversation right now with Giannis and this Milwaukee Bucks team, period. But regardless of that point, all I'm really trying to say now is that with the core and the direction that Giannis is going, Giannis is only getting better. He was training this summer with Hakeem Olajuwon adding even more parts with this game. This guy is obsessed with wanting to win NBA championships. He wants the feeling of winning, you know, like any other player's goal is playing basketball in the NBA. They want to win NBA championships. That's the primary objective. And for Giannis, now more than ever is a great time for him to be traded, in my opinion, because, well, when you look at the direction, you look at where everything's going for this Bucks team, if they don't win something this year, they don't make it into a further playoff run, if they don't actually acquire the better pieces or whatever, this is going to be a really bad situation for the Milwaukee Bucks. You'd rather walk away with something than let him go away with absolutely nothing. And, you know, there are many teams out there, of course. I think every single NBA team, every single NBA team would want Giannis on their team. That's not even a question. He's not a perfect fit on every single NBA team, but many teams, of course, are still going to put the pieces together to get him. Now, I don't believe that the Warriors, the Lakers, or teams like that, I don't even think you should put them in consideration unless you do Anthony Davis for Giannis. I think that was the only way that would work. But teams like the Warriors, no, absolutely not. Teams like the Mavericks, they don't really have all the pieces in the world to do a trade. Really a handful of NBA teams really that have the right assets to really acquire Giannis on their team. But when we look at guys, you know, like Giannis, we expected him to really be on Milwaukee almost his entire NBA career. And there's just, you can see it because he's talked about before in the past. He's talked about wanting to be on the Bucks for a very long time, but also he's also said before that he's just really interested in just winning. He wants to win. And he doesn't care about the market. He doesn't care about any of these things. Giannis just wants to win NBA championships. So I feel like it's just a different scenario with him, but he's an all-time great player. He's going to finish his career as one of the greatest to ever lace him up in that way. And he still has a lot left in the tank. And, you know, he's 29 years old, still in the midst of his prime. And we live now really in a day and age where loyalty for players, it's not really about that anymore. It's more about player empowerment. It's more about players forging their own destiny and creating the lives and career that they want to with the right team and circumstances and situation. And that's what Giannis in this way is doing. He wants to be in the right position to win. So let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen with Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks? What are they going to do? New head coach coming in, same team, same roster. What will the Bucks accomplish this season with this team? So let's see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.